So. Und nun? Da bin ich hier reingekommen. Da könnte ich mich wieder klein machen, aber... Ah ja, warum nicht? Und dann kann ich nämlich gucken, wo der hier hinführt. Und der führt mich auf die Seite. Und dann... gucken wir mal, wo der mich hinführt. Der führt mich hier oben aufs Regal.
This clock is...
Open it up and take a look.
TikTok. Ich glaube, das hatte ich schon mal. Art auch an.
So there's a ring inside. This is evidence too. Why was it planted inside another device?
I don't know.
Because this ring was found inside the victim's mouth. We want to reconstruct the scene of the crime.
In the victim's mouth.
Ist das vielleicht das Erbstück, das er
Hey, there's something
verloren
engraved
hat, das
inside the
Zocker?
ring. John family heirloom. That should be it. Let's head out.
Warum sollte der?
I have to thank you, Mr. Assistant Detective. But the puzzle this time is pretty strange.
Have you found out who the killer is?
Na, mal überlegen.
Just some shallow intuition. Anyway, let's report back to the sheriff for now.
Der Chongchang wollte an den Ring. Das Familienerbstück, das er verloren hat. Und hat sie dann gewürgt. Gib den Ring her, gib den Ring her. Der ist der rein und hat gesagt, ich will meinen Ring. Und sie hat gerade ihn bewundert in der Hand gehabt und dann... Nein, Christian hat sich in den Mund gesteckt und dann wollte runterschlucken und er hat dann gewürgt. Aber das ist einfach nur so eine Theorie.
Oh, for the laughter! Didn't think I'd be seeing Detective Black Swan so soon. Was that? You found out who the killer is?
Ich habe eine
Pretty
Theorie.
much.
You live up to your reputation, Detective Black Swan. As smart as the nest of magpies roosting in the roof of my Uncle Frank's garage.
This guy is mixing up his birds here.
Then go ahead. Who is the killer, and what evidence do you have to prove the case? Good. Then let us appreciate your powers of deduction.
Become part of the family. Raise a glass and enjoy feast.
Der kann's ja nicht, der kann sie doch gar nicht würgen, ist doch viel zu klein. Und Lefton hat zwar die Krawatte, aber ich hab ihn.
Have you solved the case? This guy, Zhongshan, is a card shark who used to play Get the Coin with Miss Sparkle. He gambled away his entire family fortune.
This ring is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right! That's the one! What would a penniless wretch of a gambler like Zhongshan be doing at such a fancy fashion store as this? Because he was planning on robbing it! He'd stolen Lefton's tie and was just about to get away when he saw Miss Sparkle, the one who'd stolen his family fortune from him. So he darted into the changing room and tried to get back his ring. Who could have known that Miss Sparkle would end up swallowing that ring?
Ha, meine Theorie war
All
richtig.
Jongshan could do was use the tie in his hand to try and strap down her neck to prevent her from swallowing the ring. But he unexpectedly managed to strangle Miss Sparkle to death. What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the murderer would still be at large.
Is something wrong here? This is too easy. The first case wasn't hard, but this one.
As you can imagine, the
Vielleicht
conclusions
wäre
that the
Lefton auch
evidence
richtig
points
gewesen,
to
hätte
are
sonst was
not
anderes
mutually
erzählt.
exclusive. Which means, this is probably another prank from Miss Sparkle. Mr. Assistant Detective, please feel free to point out a suspect as the murderer.
Ah, I see. Sheriff, the murderer is Lefton. The evidence is the tie, right?
Correct, Detective Sampo. I never thought you'd be able to deduce the truth.
Sheriff, the murderer is right. The evidence is the stool, right?
Yes! For the laughter, how did I fail to realize this formidable intellect of yours?
Es ist egal, was du sagst, alles
Dad.
richtig.
Right from the start, there was no murderer. The evidence is the ring. Whatever, I'm just spitballing here.
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff, is he really a genius? How could such an unfathomable mystery be solved so easily by him?
Ugh.
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a puzzle where every single answer is correct.
Why take it so seriously? Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius. If it's a challenging puzzle you want, please go out there and turn right until you get to the Intelligentsia Guild. We're only responsible for providing an entertaining detective experience.
Entertaining.
Anyway, since our genius
Komm, alle guten Dinge
detective
sind
Black
drei.
Swan has cracked the case, I will now share Miss Sparkle's next puzzle with you.
So that's it? This is just going to go on and on forever? We can't do that.
Man beschwert sich jetzt nach dem dritten Mal, nicht schon
Then
nach
I
dem
wish you
zweiten.
both the best. Oh yes, if you're not in a hurry, I can tell you the answers for some of the outcomes you never chose.
Just as you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us. What should we do now?
Miss Black Swan, Mr. Sampo, you're finally here. I am the famed detective of Paniconi, and next to me here is my assistant detective. A murder in a locked room has left us all stumped.
As expected,
Unter Mord
another
machen sie es ja
change
nicht
in
im Krimi,
setting.
ne? Muss immer Mord sein.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle, and we stayed the night. But
Außer bei
this morning,
TKKG, glaube ich.
Miss
Da gibt es auch
Sparkle
kleinere
didn't come out
Verbrechen.
of her bedroom. The butler Jean-Shan said that the door was locked from inside.
Da sonst die
so we
ganzen
ought not to have
Fernsehkrimis.
disturbed
Mord,
her.
immer Mord.
But
Je
Miss Sparkle
bestialischer, je
never
besser.
slept in so late. And no matter how hard he knocked, there was no answer from inside. As soon as I heard, I knew something must have happened. So I acted decisively and broke the door down to get inside. The room was covered in spattered blood. Miss Sparkle's body was lying right in the middle, her face white as snow. One look told me she'd been dead for some time. Thinking quickly, I grabbed the artist's canvas to staunch Miss Sparkle's blood, but alas, poor Miss Sparkle, she's left us now forever. Besides us and Zhongshan, the butler,
Der Leinwand,
Lefton the
wenn man es im
cook, and Wright
Taschentuch.
the driver were also at the scene of the crime. What would you like to do?
Presumably, Miss Sparkle is now carefully arranging the next crime scene, right? Why don't you skip all this rigmarole and just have a heart-to-heart conversation with me. It might tickle a little.
Wait up! Wait up!
Honest kid. I know where you are, Miss Sparkle.
No
cheating.
Mr. Assistant Detective. You seem to be getting anxious.
No, it's... This locked room murder case is pretty fun. I want to guess who it was.
Let's go. Can't keep a girl waiting, can we?
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up, wait up! Miss Sparkle has one final message to announce. Ding-a-ling! Now comes the most exciting and romantic moment in any drama. The audience challenge. Everyone knows that the mighty masked fool Sparkle can change her appearance to look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it? Also, if you're interested in the locked room case that the memo keeper ignored, you can try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with the puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. Thus, the masked genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
Irgendwie ist die ja süß.
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
There's no weird, sweet dreams troupe, nor is there evidence strewn all over the place. We finally caught up with her. But what's that thing? A Bella Boggian trash can? In Penacony?
Hey, dear memo keeper and Mr. Coldfeet, you made it. I didn't expect you to skip the final puzzle. That's on me. All right. Miss Sparkle cares not for the faults of ants like me. Come then, this is the final question. Listen up. What creature has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night?
No murder case this time around?
Sometimes it's nice to take things easy. Come on, dear, give me your answer then.
Was? Morgens 4? Mittags 2 und abends 3. Ah, ja, jetzt erinnere ich mich wieder dran. Es ist der Mensch. Morgens krabbelt er auf allen Vieren als Kleinkind. Dann lernt er auf 2 Beinen zu laufen. Und wenn er alt ist, braucht er einen Krückstock. Das ist dann das 3. Bein.
Since it's a classic puzzle, the answer is people, right?
Wah, wah. Wrong answer. How could it be as boring
Oh!
as that?
Crashed!
The correct answer is Sparkle.
Oh, das war doch gar nicht bei den Auswahlmöglichkeiten dabei, oder?
She can't get out of bed. She runs about all afternoon in a fluster, so is exhausted by evening, but has to still raise a hand to hold a toothbrush. Poor Sparkle. So naturally, she's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night.
What the heck was that jibber-jabber?
What a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, seeing as you've just tried to cheat. Wrong answer. Accept
Fight!
punishment.
Hab ich's mir gedacht. Die Mülltonne hat mich getreten. Bitte was? Die Mülltonne ist schon wieder getreten. Ja, starke Mülltonne, du. Das sind die guten, alten, aus Metall. Sieht man doch. Mülltonne geht. Kampf geendet. Was, das war's?
Holy smokes! What's up with this guy? He just came out swinging from nowhere! Huh? No voices? This guy's pretty quiet. Miss, let's hurry up. Flip open the lid and find the girl.
Wait. Don't move.
Don't move.
Something's off.
Freeze.
This, you killed Sparkle!
Das sind doch nur Rosenblätter.
How is this possible? How can people die inside Penacony's dreamscape? In the Garden of Recollection? What did you do? You did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Only the Remembrance has the powers to do that. You planned it out all from the start because she teased you and was pranking you. You wanted to kill her. Oh, I understand. You refused to let me go because you wanted to drag me into all of this. If I don't agree, I'll end up just like she did.
There is no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. That's the promise of the family and the blessing of the harmony. Not even a memo keeper can break this barrier. There's no need to take such great pains. If you just want confirmation, I've already told you the answer, Miss Sparkle.
Miss Sparkle? Who are you talking to?
You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. Wouldn't that be you, Mr. Sampo?
This? Don't jump to conclusions! If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence. Oh, I'm afraid evidence is a little too hard to come by. So, deduction will do.
The hint for the final question was a little too obvious.
Oh, you mean the locked room murder. I thought you weren't doing that one.
All the painstaking effort that Miss Sparkle put into it. How could I ever miss it? The key to solving the puzzle lay in two pieces of information put forward by the detectives. First, the large splatter of blood at the crime scene. Second, the victim had been dead for some time. Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw two conclusions. One is that the murderer did not need to create a locked room case, because a locked room always needs a reason to exist. But, based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the discovery of the body. There was no third party at the crime scene to frame, and the blood everywhere didn't look like a faked suicide. That being so, the murderer seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. There is also reason to speculate that if the crime scene was a locked room, then its creator might not necessarily be the murderer. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. When everyone broke into the scene of the crime, why did the assistant rush off to staunch the blood? A trained professional was somehow happily destroying a crime scene just to save someone who's obviously been dead a while. The answer is simple. It's because the assistant detective is the murderer. At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. I tentatively speculated that the murderer had killed the victim the night before, but hadn't locked the door from the inside. And so, when he learned this piece of information, he realized that the victim had created their own locked room mystery. That's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible, to confirm whether or not the victim left any evidence implicating him. And, judging by his behavior, it probably had something to do with that canvas. Like some final words. Of course, this is just a simple mind game. The answer to the puzzle isn't important. Miss Sparkle just wanted to pass on one hint to me. That the murderer is the assistant detective. Which means it's you, Mr. Sampo. I've been using this term of address, but it was you who first came up with it.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective than a memo keeper?
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the surface of the water. Use some abilities and tricks to keep diving deeper, and touch that secret deep inside people's hearts. Salvage it, and protect them carefully. The truth does not lie. Neither do memories.
Exquisite reasoning, and very close to the truth. But I have another answer. Would you like to hear it?
Another answer?
The great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom using red paint to create the semblance of spattered blood everywhere. And that assistant detective who was first on the scene, who confirmed her death, was not the murderer, but rather an accomplice who assisted her in faking her own death.
What a pity, such a pity. My dear, you were so close to the right answer. Unfortunately, the right answer is Miss Sparkle's body. Sparkle was disguised as Sparkle's body. Ding-a-ling! I won!
Does Miss Sparkle's body even count as a real character?
Why not? Miss Sparkle's body appeared in all three of those skits just then.
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo, then?
Beautiful lady, I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a thing. I just helped a friend send a letter. That's all.
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
My dear, why so serious? Haven't you been having a great time? I have, at least. You take memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other, seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me? Ooh, we can dance ballet together.
Oh? Am I understanding this correctly? A masked fool inviting me to work together?
A show of unprecedented splendor is about to be staged in Penacony. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying family barriers. But, as I said before, a memo keeper can't help you. It's frankly above my pay grade. Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather behind you. The one who hired you to come to Penacony probably doesn't want you secretly linking up with other forces, right?
How did you know?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try to catch 2 fish with 1 cast, you might not be satisfied with your catch.
So, you mean you're refusing? Memo Keeper, did you think you could just leave?
Noch ein Fight.
Why not?
My dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind, come find me at the tavern. That is, if you can find me. Let's go, Sampo? Sampo. Who is Sampo?
This is Bellabog, right?
I said, why not? Don't worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory. So once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sights on someone else.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
What a special dream this has been. But did you notice its nested structure? Being part of a play inside the dreamscape is as weird and captivating as being in a dream within a dream.
Schön, schön. Aber ich finde, es reicht für heute, oder? Wir können da ja weitermachen. So. Gut. Dann würde ich sagen, bis morgen. Ciao.